Good evening, YouTube. This is Steam Engine. One time I'm going to use that in the third person. I'm just going to get right to it. I was I decided to Google the worst people in history, not just bad or evil or one specific thing, just the worst people in history. And let me catch my breath here. Whew. The list was it's names you'd expect: Hitler, H. Holmes, uh, H.P. Lovecraft, people like that. So I was looking at a common theme, and narcissism was one of the biggest themes amongst all of these horrible people throughout history. Forgive me, I'm beating some dude's ass or lady's ass in Street Fighter. It's an all-inclusive game. Um, Definition of narcissist, just in case you're not sure: someone who has an exaggerated sense of self-importance and a lack of empathy for others. Someone who has an exaggerated shut up, Ken. Someone who has an exaggerated sense of self-importance and a lack of empathy for others. Now, if that does not describe LeBron, Rasta, Razor, Ramon, James to a T, I don't know another word that is that synonymous. I think that's the right word anyway, synonymous. So what I did was I researched Napoleon Bonaparte's historical traits, and why he's evil, why he's bad. Uh, Probably was not a Cavs fan, probably not a Heat fan. I'm not sure, but anyways, terrible guy. Killed a lot of people in his campaigns to rule, and he wanted nothing to do with the French Revolution, and he let the bloodshed show it. Just a nasty guy. So, anyways, I uh, I looked up the top, or I kind of designed this myself because I'm a genius. I looked at the top 10 components of what made Napoleon this way, and I'm just gonna read these in the order that they are. Forgive me, and I'm just gonna give you the headings. Okay, number one, and again, these are traits of a narcissist or Napoleon. Okay, if you've ever heard of the Napoleon complex, maybe that'll help. Anyways, fantasies of unlimited success, belief in his own specialness, lack of empathy, arrogance, rewriting history. Oh, I'm high. I'm sorry. I lost my place. Number six, sense of entitlement. Whew. Mm. Number seven, need for admiration. I I don't even think I need a 10 of these. Number eight, interpersonal exploitation. We'll see. I think we could take a little bit of a deeper dive into that one. Number nine, inability to distinguish personal needs from national interests. I don't think LeBron is that. I don't think he's that socially aware to even go down that road, so I'm not worried about it. And apologies, there weren't 10, there were nine traits. So, what I did was I Googled examples of when LeBron exhibited, some of these traits. I didn't really need to because, I feel like I can reference his most recent game and I can come up with six or seven of these off the top, right? But here we go. The ones that I were given were number one, grandiose self-image. LeBron has been known to refer to himself as the king and has tattoos such as Chosen One and Gifted Child. I don't know about the Gifted Child tattoo, but tattooing Gifted Child on your body in reference to you, it's not even arrogance. It's just weird. It's like you're complimenting yourself in the past. I don't, whatever. Anyways, number two, need for admiration. His actions, such as the decision television special to announce his team choice, suggest a desire for constant attention and praise. Well, after the decision, it was basically just that for the rest of his career. A consistent just grab for attention. Keep the focus on me. I've seen that man fake an injury, notice that the attention was going to an actual injured player on the floor. I saw this man get up from his fake. God damn it, Ken, shut up. Hold on. I gotta finish this round. I've seen this man get up from a fake injury and go collapse near where the other injury, the real injury, is taking place. I don't even think I've ever seen a child do that. That's like some next level, whatever. There's not even a word for that. That's just some next level LeBroning. Okay, number 3, sense of entitlement. Don't even really need to expand on that one. Number 4, self-centeredness. Again, really don't need to expand on it. Number 5, lack of empathy. I don't know that LeBron lacks empathy, because I don't think he thinks. And you need to be able to think. You need to be able to process information to show empathy. But he just goes. It's just a motor. He just talks and acts. It's like it's like, back in the day there were little people in a giant robot's head operating the robot, making it look like, the robot was human and doing human shit, like, mowing the lawn and shoveling snow and paying bills and stuff like that. I think that if there was a little person, that little person hasn't been in his head like forever, because he's just aimless, completely directionless, except for where he's pushed. Number 6, manipulation. I mean, the man has managed to manipulate like the entire NBA for the last, if I'm being generous, I'm saying 18 years. But there's wiggle room for that. So that's like 6 right there, right? Everything that I've read thus far, it's only been 7 minutes. Sheesh. Everything that I've read thus far paints a picture of a terrible ruler / dictator that was despised across history. And it takes this. This is just my summation, the answer to my hypothesis. I can go down this line and identify LeBron James in each of these traits, and it's not difficult. And I challenge anybody. I challenge any of my followers, any of the followers of anybody from Michael Jordan fans or the best, or anybody, identify, any other athlete that aligns this well with one of the worst people in history. And I was going to say identify somebody in the NBA. I don't think you could identify anybody in sports that'll, really almost identify anybody in the public light, except for maybe like Kanye West, that is on this level. It is LeBron James. LeBron James is the souped up version of Napoleon. He even has a Napoleon complex. How you can be 6'8", 6'9", whatever, and still have a Napoleon complex is so beyond me. It's weird. It's backwards too, because it's always applied to people smaller than him. So it's like this paradox. I'm not here to discuss that. I can't say I've delved into that too much. But, going back to this information I'm giving here, I challenge anybody to identify somebody else in the NBA that operates like this. Because our complaints, or at least my complaints when I make them, they are based on the way he operates, both off and on the floor, because I think that that's a really, really great indicator of character. And if we don't have character at the end of the day, what's all this for? But I probably wouldn't be asking that question if I had the amount of money LeBron James has. But when we argue these things, the response is always, "Oh, you're a hater. You hate black people. Your your dick's way too big. I'm tired of you coming over and satisfying my wife." Consistent complaints all the time. Um, but if I can find people in history and easily find people in history, I didn't even do Jack the Ripper or Hitler. I mean, Hitler's usually my go-to reference, especially when I'm talking about J.J. Redick. This was not difficult. So when we're arguing character, and you can make these alignments, what else is there to say? And the two sources of information that I used on this, the two sources of information that I used were from leading scholars in several areas in reference to narcissism and Napoleon. I've reached out to both of them. My goal, getting them, to come speak with me about the social, really just the impact of all this, not just in sports. I'd like to start with sports, but just in life and the ripple effect. So I do want to give a shout out to Dr. Craig Malkin. He's a lecturer in psychology for Harvard, and he is one of the leaders in the study of narcissism. I cannot believe he doesn't watch the Lakers or closely study LeBron James, because that man is a walking Narsabot. That's what he is. I'll get back to you guys on what he's called. And then the other gentleman, bear with me, because he told me no, but I'm going to ask him again. He seemed like a nice guy, but he's over there in the UK, so he's dealing with a whole different set of problems. Where is it? Where are you? Hold on, everybody. I'm sorry. Cue the background noise that I don't have. Andrew Roberts, forgive me, the author of Napoleon, A Life. This man is the world's foremost leader in the study of Napoleon. I highly doubt he watches basketball, and if he did, I highly doubt he watches the Lakers, because he's intelligent and he wants to remain that way. The long and the short of it, forgive me here, is that if it's this easy to compare your so-called GOAT to some of the worst people, right now it's just one, but there will be more, trust me, some of the worst people in the history of our existence, but he's propped up as a hero, a savior. Don't forget, great dad, strive for greatness, great son, strive for greatness. He's propped up basically in the form of idolatry. But how can you do that when somebody's showing so many red flags? That's why I'm